guys, hope you guys are doing well. Today I have day 4 of my December daily, and I am using the Santa or Claus and Company Simple Stories collection for almost everything in this kit, but I'm also bringing in a few different stamp sets and things, and I've mentioned that in other previous videos, but just in case if you're new to my channel or this is the first video you've seen in the series, I wanted to mention that. On this page, I'm doing a 2 4x4 pocket, but one of the pictures is going to be 4x4 and the other picture is a 3x4 photo. And what I'm doing is, because I print all my photos on a selfie printer, it doesn't print exactly at 4x4 or 4x6. So I am taking this gold and white striped washi tape and I am putting it around the edges, excuse me, to make a border, and I actually end up trimming down the photo just slightly more on the top and bottom, so it's a little bit shorter than a 4-inch photo, and then the 6 inches is cut down just a little bit too, so you can see the gold border all the way around the photo. And then on the top photo of the elf, I'm going to trim that photo down just slightly as well, and that is going to then have a little bit of a red border all the way around, or a red and white stripe border all the way around the photo, and I like how that looks just a little bit better than having it such a tight border around the edge. So I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to take that washi tape and I'm going to add 3 stripes of it in the bottom right hand corner of that right there. So I'm going to put those down there, and you know, after I did it, I don't really like it as much as I thought I was going to like it, but it was already stuck down, so I just kept it. If I went back, I probably would have not added that, and because what I do is I add my journaling on the stripes, and I probably would have liked better if the journaling was through all the stripes at the bottom instead of having the washi tape, but it's okay. It ends up working out fine. It's just probably, in hindsight, I would have probably not added the washi tape like I'm doing here. So there is that. I'm going to add that Farm Fresh Christmas trees. My daughter got a little Christmas tree from her elf. I think this is the first photo in the series that I put up of this, but she bought her a little Christmas tree, or got her a little Christmas tree from the North Pole, brought it down and put it in her room. So I wanted to document that she brought that tree, so I thought that Farm Fresh Christmas trees ephemera piece or die cut was a perfect match. So now I'm just looking what I can do to the bottom photo. I thought it had a lot of blank space in the bottom right or bottom left, and I wanted to do something else with it. So I'm going to end up using that Peace, Love, and Joy banner right there. I'm going to stick that down, and then I also need to put my day 4 somewhere. So what I end up doing is taking the Simple Story sticker sheet that has the circles on all on it. One of them has a number 4, so I'm going to take that and trim off just the bottom piece so it looks like the little circle is sitting on top of the banner. And you're going to see me do that here in a second. So I'm just going to trim that off just a little bit and then pop that down at the bottom of the page. And I'm going to look around for a few more things to put on the page, and I'm going to end up putting some stars down. And I'm going to look through my sticker sheets and my die cuts here and try to decide what I want to do. That green star that I just set down is going to end up going in the top because I thought it blended in a little bit too much with my daughter's coat. I'm going to find one with a white border that's going to look better down there where my daughter is sitting eating breakfast. So that coat that she's wearing, we got from a place I volunteer at. They were donating a bunch of what was supposed to be real fur coats because I work at a wildlife center, and we take fur coats and use it as little baby snuggies for them to have when they have orphan babies. And so the company that donated them also donated a bunch of non-fur, real fur things, and we can't use those for the animals, so they gave them away to some of the volunteers, and she picked out this coat, and she adores the coat. She wears it to bed, she wears it out, she wears it obviously at breakfast, all kinds of stuff. So the last thing I did with this is I topped it off with that little love word, and I'm going to think about that heart wood veneer, but I'm going to side against it. And then that's going to do it for this left side of the page. I'm going to show you some close-ups here in just a second. So there you go. And then on the next page, I'm going to work on, it's going to be the same day, it's all day 4 for this 2-page spread. I had enough photos and things to talk about, so I added that. The top picture is a picture of a bunch of leaves that were on the ground in my front yard. It was really kind of frosty that morning, and the frost adhered to the leaves, and it looks so cool. It looked like little crystals, and you'll see better pictures in the close-ups and in the pictures at the end, so make sure you look at that because it ended up turning out really cool. It's amazing how interesting nature can be. So I thought this was really cool. I loved how it looked, and I just kept taking more and more pictures, and I was almost late to work because I was taking so many pictures of the frosty leaves before I went to work that morning. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do with that top photo and the bottom little card. I ended up picking out this little chipboard little Polaroid frame or slide frame, and I'm just kind of decorating it like it's a little scene. I'm going to put the little pine trees in the bottom right on top of the frame, and then I'm going to put the, sorry about my dog, I'm going to put the snowflake underneath the frame. And I'm pretty much going to keep that little scene in the chipboard frame, what it looks like there. And on the top right, I'm adding this little embossed tree that I had pre-made, and I embossed it with some gold embossing powder on vellum. I'm going to add the heart that's kind of holographic on top of that. And then in a little bit, oh, there I go, I'm going to pull out some sequins that I had from the Target dollar spot and just add a little bit of accent to both the top and bottom of the little clusters that I'm putting together. So you're going to see me add a strip there to anchor the tree and heart down. So it's just going to have something to set that on. And then I'm going to put just a little bit peeking through the chipboard frame here. And I'm just going to glue that down with my dot runner. There's probably a better way to do this. Probably liquid glue might have been a little bit better, but I wanted something that was going to stick and stay pretty quickly. So I just kind of used the dot runner. It was a little bit quicker than using a liquid glue. And I'm just going to tuck everything in, and like I said, it's just peeking out the bottom edge. I didn't want it to be too pronounced. And then I'm just going to glue that little cluster or those two trees to the top of the frame. And now I'm just futzing with the little sequins. I wanted to not be sticking out, so I kind of tuck that in. And here's where I add the second strip at the top. And again, just using my dot runner, and that seemed to work okay. See, I'm trying to put lots of it there, and I got some on my mat, so I'm going to clean that up, and then I'm going to stick that sequins down and trim off the little extra tail that was left with the string. And now, because it's vellum, I didn't want to see the adhesive through it, so I'm going to end up stapling the heart to the tree, and then I'm going to try to add most of my glue to the heart, and I do add it to the back of the tree, and you end up seeing it a little bit. And I kind of wish I hadn't done that and just stapled the whole thing to the photo, but it's okay. It's not too pronounced, but you know, I would have liked it better if I didn't have used adhesive. Now I'm just going to journal on this card, and I started writing some lines and put my journaling down, and then as I went down, I just added more lines for the space that I needed. And then I'm going to take some of the sequins that came off of the string and put them around the layout, but first I'm going to actually do one stamp, and I believe it says something about Christmas Day. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Ink here, and I'm going to stamp it on another piece of paper just to make sure that's the color I want to use. Oh, this ink was dried out, so I have to actually get, it's a basic gray, I think, and I need to get a new one. So I'm using a little bit lighter stamp, or lighter ink, and it ends up looking right. I just didn't want it to be too pronounced. I didn't want it to be black, so that's why I'm using the gray, because it's kind of muted tones on this card. So it says, soon it will be Christmas Day. Sorry, that's what it is. Smoky Slate is the name of the ink. It's from Stampin' Up! And it fits just perfectly in that top portion. I thought it looked a little bit bare, and I wanted to add a little bit in that section there. So I believe after I add the sequins, that's pretty much it for this day. I want to thank you guys so much. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Hope you're enjoying the series. I have a Facebook group that I also post things up on, so you can definitely, or a Facebook page I should say, that you can definitely check out. The comments, or the link is in the comments below. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions ever about any of these videos or anything I'm using, please leave that in the comment section below. I appreciate all of you subscribers, and anyone that's not a subscriber, if you would love to subscribe to my channel, or I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and have a great day. Bye.